Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be analyzing the three top cryptocurrencies per capitalization, which are, as you all know, Bitcoin, Ethereum and Ripple. We are extremely satisfied to see that all the three assets are moving in the direction that we have been suggesting over the last 4 months. What we see here is Bitcoin on a weekly basis, and the reason why we're using the weekly basis is because we want to check the underlying main trend, and we will be trying to forecast the movement over the next weeks and months. If you want to receive more detailed technical analysis about any kind of cryptocurrencies, stocks and forex, you might want to join our growing community on Patreon. You will find the link in the description field. So let's start with Bitcoin on a weekly basis. As you all know, my very first target was 24,000 US dollar to be hit over the end of 2020 or the beginning of 2021. Actually, right now we are at 22,000 US dollar. So we actually were extremely close to my target at 24,000 US dollar. But now let's move on and let's see where Bitcoin might move over the next weeks. So my two proprietary indicators are actually telling us that, as you can see here, both the derivatives are above the zero, which is the very first important thing to be taken into consideration, with the green curve above the red one. Okay, same here. Okay, now those are two different indicators, so I've used two different parameters, and actually I've built those two indicators in order to give us the best idea about the main trend for the long term. Okay, so actually what we have experienced here in 2015, when the two curves, okay, in both cases the two indicators were giving us the same signal. Okay, with the green curve above the red one and actually above the zero, we have experienced a huge bull run up from 700 US dollar till 20,000 US dollar. Here we have actually two envelopes, which are the Siesto A bands as a derivation from the Hars bands. It's actually a triple smoothing of the Hars bands. Okay, what we see here, actually the price has broken above the upper Siesto A bands, yet so far this cannot be considered actually a reversal signal, and the reason is because before considering as a reversal signal, like in this case, we want to see the price breaking again below the upper band. So when the price break above the upper band, we are still inside a strong momentum, and actually is not the moment to reverse our position. Actually, here in this case was quite different, because we have seen the price crossing above the the upper Siesto band, to then cross below, and in this case we went from 11,500 US dollar till we all know the relative low at 4,500 US dollar. Okay, so right now we are inside the strong bullish momentum. The week is not over yet. I repeat, this is a weekly chart, so let's wait until we will have a better and actually confirmed signal at the end of the current week, which will be Sunday. Okay, so right now it's not over yet, so it could be even a fake breakout. By the way, my target 24,000 US dollar actually seems to be really close, and now we will see another chart, and we will be studying a different chart in order to understand and to give some price prediction and horizontal timing for Bitcoin. So let's move on and let's see what we see here for Bitcoin. Okay, here we have a daily chart, and actually what we see here is that we have the Magnus cycles and the stochastic RSI. Well, what we see actually is that, and this is something that we will see for all the cryptocurrencies of Bitcoin, Ethereum and Ripple, is that the cycle seems to be moving in actually a very symmetrical timing. Okay, but now from the daily chart we cannot really appreciate where we are, so I will switch to the weekly chart in order to give you a better idea about the horizontal timing. Okay, so what we see here, let's for now not look at the stochastic RSI, but let's focus on the Magnus cycles. Okay, so what we see here, how I've built the Magnus cycles, all you know, I've changed the parameters, and the reason is because I want to get rid of the noise. I want to be focused on the main trend. Okay, so what we see here, the white cycle is different obviously from the orange one, because the actually the parameters are different. So the orange one is a smoother cycle when compared with the white one, but also the white one is extremely important to be analyzed carefully in order to understand where we might move. Okay, so what the Magnus cycles with changed parameters are telling to us. Okay, first of all, the very first two things that we should be taking into consideration is that both the two curves, so the white and the orange one, are oriented upwards, okay? Which means the derivative is positive, and actually this is an extremely positive signal. Now, as you all know, those are Gauss curves, okay? So, like the sea waves, we have an ascending phase and descending phase. You can see how precise they are, okay? And also, I would like to underline that when we see the white curve crossing above the upper threshold, okay, we are actually in a very strong momentum, okay? So it's not at all the time to revert our position, while it's the right time to stay in position. When that happens, in the previous run up, over the previous bull run, we have experienced in the bull run from $800 till $20,000. Okay, so now if we analyze this is an extremely important concept, and we can then understand till when Bitcoin might move up. Okay, if we analyze the ascending phase of the Gauss curve, so here we have the ascending phase and here we have the descending phase of the Gauss curve, we can see actually that Bitcoin tends to move in a cycle of 2 years over the ascending phase, while the descending phase tends to last 1.5 years. So now, if we analyze the beginning of our uptrend, which was in this moment when we have seen the white curve, the derivative of the white curve being positive, okay, and also, okay, this one is smoother one, okay. So what we see actually was August 19. So if over August 19 we have seen the two cycles, or wait, to be honest, one of the two cycles getting positive, okay, then if we project 2 years from August 19, we can derive August 2021 as the end of the bull run up. Now, it's absolutely important to underline that cycles tend not to be symmetrical to each other, okay, so they can vary, they can change, yet we can approximately say that Bitcoin might move or will be moving in an uptrend till August 19. In one of my previous analysis analyzing the Ethereum, and now we will see, I've been already 6 months ago stating that we were inside a bull run up, okay, and that bull run up would be lasting at least till I said a range between April and June 2021, okay. Actually, here we have a confirmation. Now let's move on and let's analyze Ethereum. Okay, Ethereum, here right now we have a daily chart, and even in this case we can see actually symmetrical cycles, okay. Now, as you can see here we have a first wave, second wave, third wave a little bit truncated, and now we are inside the fourth wave. Now, when we experience the price going up and the cycle, okay, for the stochastic RSI, where I've changed the parameters, going down, actually this is an extremely positive signal. Now, if we switch to the weekly chart, we will see that actually I've built a triangle, a descending triangle, which was actually which actually worked. Okay, so I gave $800 as a very first target, and actually what is happening right now is that we are exactly moving to my target. So $800 seems to be, and I said many times, a realistic target. Right now we are at 645, let's say $650. So we are actually extremely close to my target at $800. So what I expect once we will be hitting $800 is that we might go through a period of small squeezing, and then we will be attacking again the $1,500 threshold, which is actually the all-time high for Ethereum. So I'm extremely bullish for Ethereum. Over my previous YouTube videos, I've been stating that actually we are inside the bull run up, which will be lasting again, as I just said before, till at least a range between April and June 2021. Okay, then of course cycles can be different from each other, which means they might last a little bit longer, or they might actually they could be shorter. Yet when we calculate an average of the last 3 cycles, then we can derive this prediction. What we do as analysts when trying to predict cycles is that we take the last 3 cycles on average. Okay, so you don't need to, especially if you were analyzing the weekly chart, where we have actually where we get rid of the noise of minor cycles. We try to see and how we build the cycles is by linking the point of lows. That's an extremely important concept. Never build a cycle, never trying to understand the amplitude of the cycle by linking the point of highs, while you should be linking the point of lows. There are several reasons why I suggest you to try predicting the amplitude and the length of a cycle just using the lows and not the highs. Okay, so $800 actually is the very first target for Ethereum, then a squeezing period, and then we're going to actually retest the all-time high. So what we see here from the Magnus cycles is extremely interesting. As you can see here, we're inside the ascending phase of the Gauss curve. We are now just with a white curve crossing above the upper threshold, which is actually a great signal for us, because that means that we are, as we have seen for Bitcoin, we should be inside the strong momentum. Now let's move on and let's analyze Ripple. So here I've been almost incredible in my predictions, because it's unbelievable how I've been saying when actually Ripple was worth between 0.60 and 0.70. I was expecting a strong retrace till this area. I clearly said or $0.40 or we're going to retest the lower band. And from here we see a huge long white candle, which means the retrace so far should be over. Okay, this long white candle with an increase in volumes is an exceptional positive signal for Ripple. Even in this case for Ripple, like for Ethereum and for Bitcoin, even better, I will say, we see symmetrical cycles with this very similar amplitude, or well, with a very similar, well, yes, amplitude, but also length. Okay, if we analyze the point of lows, okay, we see that actually one cycle analyzing the daily chart, which is obviously different from the weekly chart, seems to be lasting from, for example, in this case, from December 19 till March 20, 2.5, 18 of March, so 2.5 months. Okay, so October, now December, which means actually we're really close to the point of low. So this retrace should be over, and which means that actually January, or the end of December, January and February will be giving us a very strong bullish momentum for Ripple. So now if we switch to the weekly chart, we can see where Ripple might move over the next weeks. So if my calculations are correct, as you can see here, we are still actually, we've just crossed above the 50. Okay, we need another strong bullish momentum in order to see Ripple going in the second part of the ascending phase. So next target definitely $1, because we see a lot of candle passing by in this area, and then we're moving to $1.30 to then move directly to the all-time high at $3.30. After we will be hitting the $3.30, we will need to reevaluate the technical analysis. Thank you.